Welcome to episode 10 of Odd Man Rush. To my far left, I got Brian Rokos.
Hello.
To the middle, I got Eric Vaca. And I'm your host, Nolan Murawski.
Okay, we'll whisper hello to you. Hello. Hello. The audio may not even be working, so we're all good.
Yeah, new camera.
This might be just, you'll notice that the shot is wider than usual.
I don't have to sit so close to you.
Maybe you can actually see some letters on the front of the desk.
Oh, nice.
That's
Ooh.
exciting.
Put so much work into this.
Yeah, a year to make this thing, and we've never seen it on the show ever once.
We've seen it a little bit. Anyway,
What are we talking about today?
hockey?
No.
Was there any hockey in the last 2 weeks? We're filming later than usual this week.
What's hockey?
It's a sport.
What is hockey?
Also,
Canada.
don't be distracted by Rokos' tight jersey.
Yeah,
Show off my physique.
it does. It does broaden the shoulders.
I need all the help I can get.
Alright, let's start with the Duchesne trade.
The trade that rocked the world.
Or Ottawa.
And Colorado, it rocked Colorado.
Made me laugh. It made me laugh a lot.
I heard you could hear all the way down here in southern Ontario, when the trade happened, you heard a collective, oh, come out of Ottawa. It was like it rolled across the lake.
And then in this area, you heard a ha ha. Oh man, no, I have no idea what Dorian is doing in Ottawa. I just don't get it. So I want to break down this trade.
Break it down.
Go ahead.
So this is what
I'll
Ottawa
sit and listen.
this is
Break
what
it
Ottawa
down.
gave up. So they traded away a first line center, who I get they weren't going to re-sign. Apparently they couldn't afford $6 million for 6 years. So they traded him 2 first-round picks. One was last year in Shane Bowers, was 28th overall, I believe, and then a 2018 first round pick.
First round pick.
It was top 10 protected, I did see. So if Ottawa does have a top 10, it will go to the next year, I believe. They also threw in Andrew Hammond,
That's stupid.
the Hamburglar, and a 3rd round pick. So they gave up 2 firsts, a 3rd, a good backup goalie, and their top centerman for Matt Duchesne.
Mm-hmm.
Is basically what they did.
Okay.
What did Nashville get? Nashville didn't get
Nashville
anything.
gave up 2 pretty good prospects
Yeah.
to get Torres. And I don't know, Colorado's made out like bandits. I can't believe Sakic got all that stuff. Like, that's
So-
insane.
We are all in agreement that Colorado
Colorado
clearly
won.
won the trade.
Absolutely.
For sure.
And who knows, the prospects and picks may not turn out, but chances are 1 or 2 of them are
Well, I never really thought much of Bowers. I didn't think there was anything amazing.
still a first round pick
Yeah.
on a weak draft.
He
but
will
still.
he'll be in the NHL, so give him that.
It's just so much.
Does it seem, let's say by some miracle, that Ottawa wins the cup this year? Then do they win the trade?
Yeah. You win a cup. That's the goal.
But even though you're selling out the future of your team?
They didn't upgrade
Yeah.
at all.
I don't think. I don't think
they got
Duchesne
back the same player.
Duchesne is an upgrade on
He is an
Torres.
upgrade
Nice.
on Torres. I just don't think he's much of an upgrade. He's definitely an upgrade.
He's younger, faster. He's got sweeter hands. There's no question that he's better than Torres. I mean,
I think
I've
Torres has a better
I've been a
shot.
big Torres fan, even since he was out west.
Now Ottawa got Torres for what? Nothing.
Silverberg,
Like,
who did really well out there.
yeah, but
Silverberg's a good player too, but Duchesne is an upgrade if he isn't totally soured now after the whole thing.
now here's the other thing too. He only has 1 year left in his contract.
Duchesne.
What if he pulls something and doesn't re-sign with Ottawa?
No,
They
but
gave
it's-
up all that.
It's RFA though. He's not.
No, I don't think
No,
so.
he's UFA.
I
No.
think. I don't know. You can look it
He's
up.
a young guy. He
He's not
can't.
that young anymore.
You got to be like 26 or
I
something.
think he might be around 26.
Come on.
He's around my
But-
age.
I'm gonna go back to
91. He was born 91. He's 26. Actually, he'll be 26 he'll be 27 in January.
I can't believe that he's
Look
that
it up
old.
on Cap
I
Friendly.
feel like he just got into the
No,
league.
he's been in the league forever.
Yeah.
He broke in the same time
Yeah. He's
Tavares
26.
did.
Yeah, so he's UFA, right? Just pull him up on Cap Friendly.
Salary $6 million US.
But I'm gonna go back. I feel for Sens fans because, well, I really don't because they're terrible
I
fans.
just realized I gave up my age.
Oh.
No. Yeah, we're not gonna say our ages. But no, Sens fans, they never go to games. But I feel bad for them. I do. In the last couple of years, they have made 3 trades, in my opinion, that have just been terrible, and they've just bankrupting their future. They're just destroying themselves. And I think it goes back to the Burrows trade, where they traded, I think, their top prospect at the time, when they had Jonathan Dahlin, who's playing in Sweden this year, doing all right in Sweden. And they gave up, I think, their best forward prospect for Alex Burrows. Like, what are you doing? That made no sense to me. And then the Zibanejad trade to get Brassard.
That was dumb.
I get it. They're in a win-now situation, and maybe they don't feel Zibanejad's a great defensive centerman. But Brassard's 30 years old. Zibanejad's 24.
24.
So you've got a player 6 years older, and his contract, I don't believe, is good either. Like, they're stuck with him for a while. Now, they're both having good years. Brassard has 15 points in 16 games, but Zibanejad has 18 points in 18 games. So I think he's already a better player now, and he's 6 years younger. Like, why would you make that trade? And now this trade, where you gave up basically 2 first-round picks, your top center, a third-rounder, and a backup goalie to get Duchesne, who may not even re-sign with them. I don't know. I'd be so mad if I was a Sens fan. I'm just mad as a hockey fan, seeing a team just get ripped apart like that.
Yeah, but their moves can't have been that bad. I mean, they get to the conference final last year.
Well, that's what I'm saying. They're all about win now. These
Yeah.
are all these moves they've made have been about winning now.
Well, so then...
So they're completely just selling away their future. So if they don't win in the next couple of years, and if they don't re-sign Karlsson, then they're screwed for like a decade.
It's like Montreal.
Yeah, but at least...
They're doing what Toronto used to do.
Well, they probably are saying, like, look to guys like Karlsson and Stone and those guys,
Hoffman.
like Hoffman, like, you guys are our core.
Yep.
And we're going to keep trading around everybody around you until we win, right? Like, why would they want to sign somewhere else if you've made that kind of a commitment?
See, I wouldn't want to sign long-term with a team like that.
I can't get on cap friendly, so...
I think either way, I'm
It's
pretty
gonna have
sure
to
he's
be you.
UFA.
Can't be UFA at the end of this year.
No, after next year.
After next
He's
year.
got one more year.
Okay. Maybe they're going to go after
Because
Tavares.
Torres' contract was up after this year. But then Nashville signs him for 6 years.
6-year extension.
6 mil, I
Yeah.
believe.
I can see Tavares.
I think Nashville did really well in that trade, too. They gave up 2 pretty good prospects, but they got what they needed. More center depth, another offensive weapon. That's kind of been the knock on them.
Yeah, they're going to try and
So,
go for it again this
If
year.
they're going for it again, which I don't see why they wouldn't,
Mm-hmm.
but
Yeah, it's not
I
time
don't
for
know.
the tear down.
that's my
That's for sure.
anti-Ottawa rant. Fire Dorian. I'm going to start hashtag Fire Dorian for you Sens fans.
Again, though, it all depends. If he can,
Well, if they win the cup,
if he
then
delivers
sure.
a cup in the next 2 years, if he delivers a cup,
I don't see it happening, but
I don't see it happening either.
You never know.
But
I wish them all the best.
If it
but-
happens, then that's the only way that you win that trade.
Well, yeah, then I'll eat my own words and I'll admit, but I don't think it's gonna happen. I could see 4 or 5 years down the road, they're gonna be a basement team every year, and it's gonna be rough.
And
they won't have any
gonna
picks.
have even more. I bet you that their attendance goes up when they're a basement team.
Oh God. Just hope they build.
Well,
an arena.
you think Duchesne will put more butts in seats?
No. If Karlsson doesn't put butts in seats, then-
Nobody wants to go watch a defenseman.
Oh fuck. Ding. That is the biggest bull.
Unless you've got Bobby Orr or
Karlsson is one of the best defensemen since Bobby Orr.
Yeah, but unless you're a serious hockey fan, you don't care. You want to see guys like Duchesne. who's
Karlsson's more exciting. I'd watch Karlsson any day over Duchesne. He plays more forward than any other.
No,
forward.
he does not.
Oh, he's unreal.
You want to see a guy make a good breakout pass into the power play? Yeah, okay, you watch Karlsson.
He jumps into the rush all the
But
time.
I'm telling you right now, a guy like Phaneuf, more exciting than Karlsson. Because he'll crush
the puck
somebody.
over.
Yeah, and then turn over the puck, yeah.
Stand
but,
there still while someone skates around him.
But he'll crush somebody. And a guy like Duchesne who can deke through 5 people and bury top shelf. That's what fans want to see. They don't want to see the steady, good puck-moving defenseman. Nobody wants to see that.
Real fans do.
Yeah, real hockey fans, sure, but
Which Sens fans are
90%
clearly.
of people that go to hockey games are not. So, anyways, that's
Anyway.
I don't think I think he's an upgrade on Turris. I still think Ottawa lost the trade because they gave up too much, and I think that Colorado made it like bandits by
They did.
by making
Everyone
a
was
three-way
laughing
trade.
at Sakic for not trading him,
Holy
but
wow!
he's laughing right now.
Yeah, exactly.
I don't know. That's
Do you
maybe
think
it's because I lived in Ottawa, but that franchise frustrates me.
Do you think Sakic just gave into the pressure with it, or do you think it was an inevitability?
No, I just wonder what his other offers were, because he turned down so many other offers for Duchesne. You gotta wonder what those
It's
were.
not quite enough yet. I need at least 2 first-round picks. And a goalie.
And sure, maybe Bowers isn't a great first-round pick, but who cares?
It doesn't matter.
That's a good prospect.
Yeah, on paper it looks good.
That's enough about Ottawa.
Are you
Yeah.
two done?
That's
Sorry. Sorry, we had to fight. We don't fight often, but we had to fight today.
Yeah, it was bound to happen.
All right, well, let's take a trip down to California.
That'd be nice.
Disneyland,
That'd be all right.
Anaheim.
I'm in.
Anaheim and their injury issues.
Ravaged.
Centerman.
So, do they look to trade, or do they just ride the storm and hope that when everybody gets back, they'll be good enough to crawl their way in? That's the real question, I think.
At all. Obviously, I think GMs are going to be trying to poach them, and they're going to try to take advantage of their situation. But
What
if they
would
can,
you do?
depends what kind of offers are out there. If there's good trades that won't hurt their future and won't whatever, if they can improve, I don't think they're going to go for a home run. They got to go for like a second or a third line center, you know.
Just somebody to limp through.
But they do have an abundance of defensemen that they were lucky to get through expansion draft with.
Mm-hmm. Well, that's because they poached defensemen from everybody else, Vegas.
That worked out well for them. But I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised if there was a big blockbuster. You know, Batman's been on the block for how long? All these rumors about him being traded. But I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised if they do nothing.
I'd like to see him come out east. We don't have enough good defensemen in the east.
Yeah.
I have a viewer question here. Jordan Eberle or Dylan Larkin, who has the most value to their team?
Right now, I would say Larkin.
Larkin.
That's what I was thinking
Just because
too.
Detroit is.
They're pretty much
lot,
riding his coattails right now. And
Larkin's a
especially
good player.
if, like Eberle's doing good out there too. He had a nice goal against his old team the other night.
Mm-hmm.
But if Tavares doesn't re-sign, all of a sudden Eberle is nobody out
Well,
there.
Either that or he becomes the man all of a sudden.
He can't be
And
the
he
man.
doesn't work. He doesn't work out well for him.
No. Yeah, I think that Larkin is the clear answer there. He's a much
Mhm.
better player, and he's younger, and he's gonna be better in the future. Speedy Gonzalez.
What else are we talking about?
We had those 2 international games over in Sweden.
Oh, the Sweden series.
Yeah.
Mm.
Do you think they'll expand further with this and go play in different places?
You know what I hate?
Yeah,
the
I
car.
think every year. What?
I hate the car.
The car.
The car that's in the corner of the rink.
Oh, and
Oh.
Anywhere in Europe? It's always a Skoda.
I want to see the puck go and hit that car and break a window.
It's had to have happened before.
We got to see if we can find video of
Those
that.
are my people's cars. Skoda, the Czech cars. Come on.
My people.
Those are my people. See, those are my people up there.
It's probably not in view.
Whatever.
Do you think?
It's in view.
Do you think China?
Oh, I can
Is
see
next.
China. Well, didn't they have exhibition games there or something?
Yeah.
like they did, or they were
Oh,
planning
his
on it or
exhibition. That's
something.
right.
But
What about
yeah,
Japan?
Batman's really trying to grow it in China. Anywhere, he's just trying to build the market.
Yeah.
I don't know what his long-term plan is.
But does he just want to does he just want to siphon players from there,
I don't
or does
think
he want
so.
to build new leagues there, or does he want
Maybe
to
have,
actually
like-
put teams there?
Well, you can't have a team in the NHL
No.
playing in China.
Yeah.
That's
The
too
travel
much
would
travel
be-
is unreal.
Who would they play? They would never have home games.
They would have to play their season series that
Let's
When they go
assume
over
they'd be
there.
Western Conference.
You would have to. It would have to be a separate league. They would have to have like a Chinese league or a European league. But then that's just stupid.
I don't see why.
I think
see
what
Europe.
they're trying to do.
I can see Europe.
I think the only thing they're really trying to do is get new fans from out there. So whether they end up moving to North America or just traveling to North America, then maybe they'll come to games. Maybe they'll buy merchandise. Maybe maybe they'll
He's trying to sell center ice
center
out
ice
there.
package. Who knows? Like, there's a lot of money in all that stuff. I think it's
They
all about
never-
money with Batman.
they never talk about Iceland, even though a certain movie has taught me that there's unreal hockey players in Iceland.
Iceland is just hockey. I don't know.
I don't know. I think the thing is that like, well, you're not obviously not trying to grow your market in Sweden. You already got the Swedish Elite League, which, you know.
Yeah, but all the best players from Europe they all come to NHL anyway.
know that.
So it's not like they're trying to get players.
So they're not trying to grow the game. The game is already huge over there. You get
But do people really watch NHL over there too much? I think they do.
Probably
Europe,
do.
yeah.
I mean, these kids grow up out there. They're not growing up watching the Swedish Elite League
They're not
and
dreaming of
dreaming
playing.
of that.
No,
Yeah,
they
they're not
definitely
dreaming
show
of
the
playing in
NHL out
the
there.
SHL. Like, oh, I hope
Yeah,
to one day.
exactly. Or even the KHL.
Yeah.
They all want to come here.
Well, some Russians are kind of weird. I might dream of the KHL.
Maybe.
I want to not get paid.
And die in plane crashes.
Oh, too soon.
Too soon? It was
No,
like
it's not-
85 years ago.
It's not too soon, but it's not good.
All right, let's talk about Shipachyov and retiring
Who?
from the NHL.
Who?
Shipachyov.
He played in the NHL?
Is he retiring with a point?
Yeah,
With one goal.
1 goal in 3 games.
Wow, what a career.
Hall of Fame?
Yeah,
First.
first ballot.
Retires. Oh, what a messy situation. So I think he paid most of his signing bonus back, but
Yeah.
not all of it. I think 1.5 mil or something, or 1.9 mil. He kept like 100 grand for his 3 games. Just, there's the whole Russian factor again, though.
It is.
It always comes down to that. They
Yeah.
thought they were getting a great player, and he probably is a good player.
I guess what's his name was at no loss for words as he was on his way down out of town. The GM.
McPhee?
Yeah, he had a few. Basically said he wasn't good enough.
Yeah, but
yeah.
really the reason he didn't play is because he had too many defensemen and had to send forwards down. He just didn't have the space. Like, I don't know.
You think that's the only reason he didn't play?
Well, that's why he didn't play at the beginning,
Or do you think
according to him.
I think
too.
he had
That's
an
what he said.
attitude. I think he thought he was the best thing coming into the league this year.
Well,
Yeah, I have this sneaky suspicion it's a lot like the Kovalchuk scenario.
Mhm.
And
yeah, but he still should have made the team.
so is this gonna be the thing where he's gonna go play over there for 5 years or so until his contract's almost
Well,
done?
he's gotta wait till he's
and
35
to come back.
And or Vegas has his rights and has to trade him, or he comes back to Vegas.
Yeah.
Same thing with Kovalchuk.
He won't go back to Vegas, not unless McPhee.
No, just like
Leaves.
Kovalchuk didn't go back to New Jersey. But now Kovalchuk is UFA this year, so
Mhm.
there's now all these questions: will he come back, and who's going to sign him?
He'll come back. Somebody will sign him.
I hope not.
This is why this goes back to what I've been saying for years, that you cannot win a Stanley Cup with a Russian captain. They just don't care about the game out here enough. Unlike the Swedes, who come out here and just want to dominate. Something about those Russians. Oh, those Russians.
Do you think if Malkin was the captain, Pittsburgh still would have won?
That's very debatable, but do you,
They still have Crosby, but for some reason Malkin was the captain.
I really don't think so. Oh, if they
There's-
still had Crosby, but
Yeah.
Malkin was the captain?
Yeah.
Okay, yeah.
I'm
they
just
would have
thinking-
won, but,
I'm just saying.
but in what universe?
Okay, so do you think if
What if Anaheim had the first pick that year and they got Crosby, and
And
Pittsburgh
then
didn't have him?
Pittsburgh got Malkin still?
Yeah.
I don't see it.
No.
Uh,
Yeah, but it has nothing to do with being a captain.
It
I
does.
don't think Ovechkin is the reason why Washington hasn't won.
I think it is.
No, I don't think so. Ovechkin, there's some Russian players that are
Sure.
great leaders, and they're not the typical Russian. Ovechkin loves it here. He loves this league, and he.
Yeah.
How could you pump up your
but
team
you-
when you can't speak English?
He speaks okay now. Back
You know
in
what
the
I'm
day,
saying?
Have you ever heard some of these players where they try to get teams pumped up?
Yeah.
It's hilarious,
But
and
you
their
don't-
teammates love it.
you don't just pump up. You don't just pump up your players with how you talk in the dressing room. I mean, that is a
No.
big part of it. But it's how you live your life off the rink. It's how you perform on the rink. Are you a team guy? Are you standing up for your teammates, or are you an individual effort guy?
There's so many different types of leaders, though, in the dressing rooms, and some leaders, some captains, they lead on the ice. Most, and they're quieter guys. So most of their leadership is going to be done on the ice.
Those are the Canadian guys.
Well, sometimes. Players like Taves, although I'm sure Taves talks a lot in the dressing room, but
Sure.
and then you have some leaders that are like those really out there leaders that are great in the media and they're great with their dressing room, and there's different varieties of leadership, I guess. It's not
I think
set in stone.
I think for you to be the ultimate NHL captain, you have to be, you have to be skilled, but you also have to be a warrior. You cannot be afraid of whether you're playing in a checking role or you're playing in a scoring role or a passing role or whatever. And you've also got to be humble about it.
Mhm.
And those are the 4 things that make up all the best captains that I can remember in history. And how much more quintessentially Canadian is that? That's why we've always had the best players, in my opinion.
So what about someone like Derek McKenzie? Florida.
What did you just write in a random name?
No, because I couldn't remember his name. Because he's a nobody, basically,
Yeah.
is Florida's captain.
Yeah.
So,
Where's he from?
I don't know, Canada. I would assume. But it's just kind of weird because you said captain should always be really skilled, where you got someone like that.
Okay. Yeah, the skill factor
There's
isn't as high.
always-
You're always going to have more higher, like, the players that come over from Europe are more skilled. I'll give you that in a lot of respects. And that's what they focus on out there. Like, that was the big thing back even in the Soviet days. Those guys, that's all they did. They were like, almost locked into the rink 24/7 until you were the best at everything.
Oh.
But I'm telling you, like, heart beats skill 9 times out of 10.
Usually in the playoffs,
Definitely in the playoffs.
that's when it comes out.
Yeah.
But I just find it funny that a team. But what are their other options, really? All their skilled guys are kind of younger. And
Yeah. Barkov. Yeah.
Huberdeau.
So I don't know why you wouldn't give it to Ekblad.
I just don't think Ekblad was ready.
Yeah, probably not.
I
Maybe
think
he will
McKenzie
be
is
in the
just a
future.
filler,
Yeah,
really,
Phil spot.
until he retires.
But I
or
could see it going to
leaves.
Ekblad before I could see it going to.
Oh, Ekblad, I
to
think
Barkov.
He's their next captain.
he's got to be their next
Yeah.
captain.
So.
I don't know. I just thought that was kind of interesting. There's just not many teams that have like an unskilled player as their captain. It's
Mhm.
generally speaking, the best player on the team is almost
Yeah.
always the
Well,
captain.
going back to the other week, we were talking about Dustin Brown being the captain out in LA, and just for what he does out there. Yeah, it doesn't have to be the most skilled guy. That's definitely the lowest on the list, but
Kopitar's captain now.
Yeah,
yeah,
Brown
he
was,
is now, yeah.
but again, there's another best player on
Where's
the team.
Kopitar from? Is he Russian?
Slovenia.
No, he's
Slovenia?
Slovenian. Yeah,
Okay, so if they win the cup this year, then
it's Russian.
I still no, it still doesn't count.
I don't know.
Alright. While we're on the topic of skill, do you want to talk
Talking about me?
Oh.
Oh.
Well, Jason Zucker, 6 goals in 3 games.
Here comes another argument. Hope you're ready to be quiet.
Oh, are we gonna argue? We're gonna talk about his celebrations.
His
I think the
celebrations.
6 goals in 3 games, very impressive from a guy that's
Sure.
not
Into
really
it.
known for his.
Ovechkin did it the first 2 games, but
Well, yeah.
Yeah.
Again, Ovechkin, you're not surprised by that.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Jason Zucker, you're like, wow, who?
Especially on that
obviously
team.
he's a good player.
that team's
but-
got a lot of offensive talent too.
So I noticed in the couple games that his celebrations were just hysterical. Like it looked like he just scored the Stanley Cup winning goal. And I just started thinking, I'm like, all right, what do you guys prefer? A player that shows his emotion
Oh yeah.
and gets into it with the celebrations, or you've got someone on the other end who scores a big goal and just like kind of smiles and just goes, yay. Like almost no emotion shown.
I like seeing celebrations.
I love a natural celebration. Like when you see a young guy who scores a big goal in a game and he gives a big woo, throws his hands up in the air, jumps into the boards because he's just jacked that he just scored this goal, I am all for that. But when you have something pre-choreographed in your mind that if I score tonight, I'm going to do this. Yeah.
Kuznetsov, the
or
stupid bird,
even going back to everybody loves what is it, Solani
shooting the
Like
glove.
throwing the glove up in the air and shooting it.
The Yager
and,
salute.
What's his name over there in Edmonton when he slid across on his knees?
Yakupov.
Yakupov. Oh my God.
Yeah, see, I don't like those. I'm with you on that.
His team comes to congratulate him. They're about to hug him, and he breaks loose.
Yeah.
And then goes for it. And I'm like, this guy's
just-
a douche.
It just shows.
I don't know if that's a swear. I'm not going to go with that.
Don't swear jar. Ah, yes.
Went in.
But no, I don't like that either.
No,
It's just,
I don't like the
hockey's such a
showboating.
team game, and when he pushes his teammates aside
Yeah.
to celebrate on his own. But again, you go back to Thurman Fleury. He
Yeah.
did something very similar back in the day,
Well, when he scored,
and
he threw
he
his
could
gloves
be a Hall
off
of Famer.
and stuff like that. But that was all natural. It wasn't like I'm going to do this.
Yeah,
You know what I mean? Like,
heat of the moment.
I'm great with heat of the moment celebrations. Like,
See,
obviously,
When it comes from like your emotions, like when I was at the Leafs game the other night, when JVR scored to tie it, he wooed, and you could hear it throughout the whole arena.
Yeah.
Like that's how loud he.
That's because the ACC is so quiet.
It was pretty loud.
Nobody in the
last minute there.
Platinums. So-
They're all drinking their martinis.
It was pretty loud that last minute when they pulled their goalie, but
Yeah. It's better this year, I've noticed. But anyway, I think for me with the celebrations, it's all, the type of goal, when it happens in the game, what the score of the game is, what kind of game it is, what situation. It's situational for me, because if you've got a tie game late in the third period, huge game, it's been a crazy game back and forth, and you score a big goal, then I want to see that emotion. You want to see a guy that just
I'm
goes
down with
crazy, and
that.
you love seeing that.
As long as it's not choreographed.
But if it's like a 7-1 game and they score a goal and they do that stupid Kuznetsov bird thing, like
if you're celebrating
you
a
just want to
7-1
slash
game,
them across the face. Like,
Yeah.
you're
that's
trash.
Just,
if it
awful.
turns into a football end zone thing,
no.
I am going to be really upset.
Yeah.
But Canadians are too humble for that.
But then you see a player, and I'll use him as an example because I've noticed it in his young career. Austin Matthews scores these huge goals, and he does get excited sometimes. But he
There's
scores,
been a few.
especially when it's like a 5-1 game, he scores a goal, and he just like
Yeah,
Well, look in the
just very.
but even when he
subdued.
scores to make it 1-0, it's not anything
Yeah.
over the top. It's just a
just
you know?
fist pump, quick fist
So
bump.
there's
Hug
different-
your guys in.
Obviously, there's a lot of different personalities in the NHL, and you're gonna
I
get
just,
that.
I just don't want to see
But-
it turn into
No, I just
basketball or football.
I thought it was funny more than anything seeing Zucker's celebrations.
That's never going to happen to him again in his career, so I guess we can let it go this
The
time.
first one he scored against Toronto was the biggest celebration he had, and it was just funny. I don't know.
That's the other thing too. You remember when because you brought up Matthews when he scored his 4 goals.
Mhm.
Even on his hat trick goal, he's just kind of like. Oh.
He looked like he was in shock.
Yeah.
Really, in that game. That was.
And that was good. And then he kind of went back to bed. He was like,
But there's a few players, and again, you usually see that with. I'll use Crosby, McDavid. You
Mhm.
don't really see those massive celebrations with them.
"Well, they've all scored 1,000,000 goals.
It's
not.
like it's nothing
before.
to them, I guess.
And you notice that when they score their goals, they're usually killing themselves, especially Mickey David. He's probably completely out of breath. He just wants to double
Sure.
over. It's like he just went through 9 players.
Did you
and
just call him
then
Mickey
buried-
David?
Mickey David.
Is that all right? Is that all right?
I think he's got McDonald's on the mind.
Maybe that's his new nickname.
Mickey David.
Connor Mickey David.
All
I
right,
like it.
let's get into the fantasy update.
Ooh, fantasy update. This is exciting for me. I don't know about you guys. But
I think my goalie's injured. I don't know.
I think you guys just may as well give up now, I'm going to be honest.
Yeah, right.
All right. We'll let our viewers be the judge.
All right, who's winning?
Well, I can tell you who's losing. Nolan,
I did jump up a spot for
you have
4 days.
339 points.
You're still only 4 behind me.
I know.
Camel Taves,
I had a good night last night.
343 points. Then you have the Bardowskis, 352. And then there's the Schmelts, the best team, 408 points. I'm crushing you fools.
It's because you had that 28-point night the other night.
I had a 12-point night on Saturday, and I still pulled ahead. I'm 56 up,
Well, good for you.
69 up on you, Nolan.
You know, this cockiness is going to come around to you.
I'm 69 up on you.
Nice.
Yeah, is that a swear?
One last.
Is it a swear for thinking about it?
Oh.
Wow.
Well, Eric may as well put one in too.
No. One last viewer question before we go. Another one concerning Islanders.
Oh wow.
Grace,
Islander fans.
Grace or Halak? Who's the number 1?
Grace.
Because they seem to be sharing time. It seems to be a
They're both
1A, 1B thing.
they're both garbage.
Garbage. Well, it's a little strong, but I don't think either one of them
They're not starters.
is the answer.
So
Halak used to be.
our answer to who's the number 1 is
Neither?
Neither.
Neither.
I think we
It's-
can all pretty
they're
much
both
agree.
the number 2.
Yeah.
They're both good backups.
I like Halak.
Yeah.
He could put together a game here and there.
Yeah, but he played unreal in the World Cup.
Yeah.
He was really good.
Yeah.
He carried Team Europe to the final.
I still think he's got a lot of game left in him. It's just got to be extracted.
No.
You put him in a team with a decent defense, he'll look
Islanders-
like good again.
Islanders are going to be so bad next year because Tavares isn't re-signing. Who's
Halak
gonna-
should go to Vegas with all that defense. I bet you he'd be amazing out there.
Islanders are screwed. They're going to have Ho-Sang and Eberle leading the way.
Hosang Eberle, top line. Woo!
I don't know.
Hey, we want the Hosang.
I don't see why anyone would want to resign there. They're I don't know.
Didn't the Titanic sink right off of that coast?
Yeah.
Now it's made its way to the coast.
I don't know. They make me sad. That arena is
Okay.
terrible.
We're going to end it there. Thank you for watching. As always, subscribe, like, comment, and we'll see you next week.
Bye.